Hey y'all, I'm Todd Bailey.
What's up? It's Arie Lumberdozy.
And this is fucking Brewtal.
Get in the pit, stock up the fridge, and listen. We're here to cover the latest in metal news and craft beer. A match made in hell.
If it makes you bang your head, then we want to hear it. If it tickles your taste buds, share those suds.
Turn it up to 11.
Crack open that beer.
It's about to get brutal. What's good there, Hopwolves? It's your boy, Arie Lumberdozy. I am, if you couldn't tell already, well, for those listening, you can't, but for those watching, you can. It is just me this week. Todd has a vacation coming up, which is really exciting. He's got a wedding to go to, a destination wedding. Lucky son of a bitch. That's okay. So he's been slammed with work trying to get that up and running. So you're stuck with me today, but I promise it's going to be a good episode. And to also segue into it, we're going to be taking a break because not only is Todd going to be on vacation, but I have quite a few gigs that just kind of popped out of nowhere, which is always how it is. But I'll be pretty busy the next couple weeks. So we're going to take a little bit of time off, but I promise that we have a ton of great bands lined up and we're getting more, and we'll be very excited to get back into it probably around the beginning of May. So enjoy this episode, but just, it's okay. Don't cry. You don't have to cry. We're going to be back. It's not going to be like the 6-month hiatus like we had before, but that's neither here nor there. Like I said, flying solo this week. Nothing like too crazy, which is good, especially with what's coming up. But this was kind of sick. So Sky and I, we got to go see the Morbid Angel Revocation, and Vitriol hopped on the tour when we saw them. But Crypta is also there, really sick, all female band from Brazil, I believe. So shout out to my uncle Sonny Lumberdozy. He is teching for Morbid Angel. Him and Steve Tucker have a band together, Arise from Worms, which is really sick. We feature them on the show. Definitely check that shit out. And he's able to get us in. It was really cool to see Uncle Sonny, especially after this is the same tour where the unfortunate freak accident, I guess, force of nature. There was a tornado that hit the Apollo Theater in Belvedere, I believe that's how you say it, Illinois, back at the end of March 31st. And a lot of people were hurt. And unfortunately, someone had passed away there too because the fucking ceiling collapsed in the venue. Super crazy. So we're going to take a moment for Fred Livingston Jr., who has passed away from that tragic accident. We're also going to link the GoFundMe that has far exceeded the goal of what they wanted for the family and dealing with the expenses of his passing. But if you can, there's plenty of other victims that also need help, and it's still open to donate to Fred's family as well. So this episode's for you, Fred, and anyone that was hurt at the tragedy that happened at the Apollo Theater. Yeah, so that's crazy enough. Another crazy thing is Dave Davidson, the lead singer and guitarist of Revocation. Like a few days before we got to see him, he fell and broke his wrist. So like he's just doing the rest of the tour on vocals, but they recently posted a really funny pic of Dave with a Coors Banquet, and it's the same photo that James Hetfield had posted. I forget what tour it was, but like James had broke his wrist and just did the rest of the tour on vocals. So you could tell how pained, not from the broken wrist, but just the fact that he couldn't play guitar. Dave Davidson, that is. But it was awesome. Revocation was by far my favorite. We didn't get to see Morbid Angel, unfortunately. We had to both get up early the next day, but Vitriol was pretty cool. But Revocation was the one to watch. They fucking killed it. A lot of fun, a lot of energy, and Dave was still killing it on the vocals. You could just tell like he just wasn't sure what to do because there's significant sections of just like instrumentals, but it was a really good time. So thank you, Uncle Sonny. It was really good to see you and that he was in good health, and that the band is still trucking on with that tour. It's still going on for like a week or two left at the time of this recording, I believe. So we hope for a speedy recovery for everyone that was hurt at the Belvedere. And again, anything that you can do to help Fred Livingston Jr.'s family, please do that. We will do the same here on Brewtal. So that's that for the intro there. Let's get into the beer. These segues, I'm sure, are going to be even worse. It's been a long time since I've done a solo episode here. I used to do them all the time on my old podcast, but that's neither here nor there because no one fucking cares. That's okay. So what do we have here? Let's bring up that can for the beer breakdown. I have Hole Punch Dreamsicle from Hitchhiker Brewing Co. And this is a brewery that I've been wanting to try for a while. They're from Pittsburgh, and I would say like a relatively newer brewery. I guess in the grand scheme of things, yeah, but they're almost 10 years old at this point, which is crazy to think. But they've been, I don't know, like I haven't heard anything bad about this brewery, which is always a good sign. But again, I have been wanting to try this for a while. Not this specific one, but this one stood out. I love Dreamsicles, so your boy had to get that one. And just to give you a little bit more about the can for everyone listening, it is pretty predominantly a Dreamsicle bar on the front and center of the can with a nice little bite taken out of the top. Classic look. And some drippage coming down the back end. Also classic for a nice hot summer day, as Todd would say, because it's always hot in Texas, even though it is hot here in PA currently. Sweating my balls off. So that's the main draw for the beer, but the label itself, it's got like a little bit of concrete look to it, is like what I like to call it, like the texture wise. You can't really see too much on here, but it's got like some spots and speckles on it, and it's like a bluish gray. There's kind of like a little bit of a gradient going on, maybe some purples in there too, and yeah, so really cool. The Hitchhiker's logo is a hitchhiking thumb, which everyone watching, you can see at the bottom. And, it's pretty appropriate there. But there's some nice black lines that go all the way around the bottom of the can, along with the name of the brewery itself. So this was obviously like a really cool eye-catching can. But, man, all of their art, whoever they get to do the label art is amazing, because I wanted to get every single one of them without even looking like what they were. So presentation, big thing, always going to say that. And I guess I didn't really get into like what it is. Obviously, it's got a Dreamsicle on there, but this is a milkshake IPA, which is my favorite type of IPA, sucker for those. Any type of like New England or anything that has like milk sugar into it, that lactose to make it smooth, along with the bitterness, sign me up. Also, it is conditioned on vanilla beans and orange zest. ABV is 7% with a IBU of 50. So let's get one on the palate. Again, haven't had this beer, haven't had a beer from Hitchhiker. So cheers, Hopwolves. Let's get it. Oh, fuck yeah. That's good. It's got a little bit of sourness to it too, with that orange zest. And you can smell it too. Like the orange is so prominent there. Oh, and it's so smooth. I can taste like the sugar, like not the sugar, but the vanilla on the back end. That's really sticking with me. And the orange is on the front end, dude. That's so smooth. Let's get another one here. My wife's laughing at me because she knew I would like this one, and I really fucking do, because I'm such a sucker for these types of beers. Oh man, that's so good. I wish it was colder. I didn't have enough time to chill it down before recording, so I'm sure it's going to taste even better coming right out of the fridge. But even at room temp, goddamn, this is so good. I'm sure it's got a nice color. Last time I tried to bring glass on this show, the video didn't record, so I was like, nah, I can't jinx that anymore until I can get a better, like my actual camera setup, which should be coming soon. But yeah, this is automatic. Recommend. 10 out of 10. Delicious. Good mouthfeel. I don't think I also mentioned that it's hopped with Amarillo and Citra, which I love both those hop profiles. Damn, let's just get one more, because you know what not. Oh, so smooth. God, that little bit, like, I do get the bitterness, but there's so much more going on with the lactose, the milk sugar being in there, that like, I don't know, like 50 IBUs even feels like that's pushing it. Anyway, I could go on and on about this beer. Very, very happy with that selection. Let's get into the metal headlines. This is really fucking exciting, which again, like these are all exciting because why would we be talking about it otherwise? For anyone that's a Deathclock fan or the show Metalocalypse, they're one and the same. They're fucking back, which is so cool. I forgot all about Deathclock in this show. So anyone that's not familiar with it, it's an animated show that was on Adult Swim. It started back in 2006, and via the PRP, our favorite website to get info from. It's been a decade since we heard anything from Deathclock, but we're getting a movie, 2 albums, and a fucking tour by the end of the year. So they're not just coming back, like they're coming back with a fucking vengeance. And I wouldn't expect it any other way for this. I don't know, like it's so cool. And again, like anyone unfamiliar with what Deathclock is, like when you see them live, which I have not seen, they're up there for me. So I definitely want to check this tour out. They play like the band, quote unquote, is on a screen. And then like all the actual members are playing like behind the screen. So I don't know, it's really fucking cool. To get into it, let's start with the movie. The feature length is going to be called Metalocalypse Army of the Doomstar, which is written and directed by Metalocalypse creator Brendan Small. While it's being produced by Titmouse, Adult Swim, and Warner Brothers Discovery Home Entertainment. The synopsis of the film, and again, this is the press release, but we found it on the PRP. The all-new animated movie begins after the heroic rescue of Tookie Wartooth, which is one of the band members. I forget which one. I think he's the guitarist. But anyway, Deathclock frontman Nathan Explosion finds himself traumatized in a brutal, professional, and romantic flat spin, all while he is tasked with fulfilling the prophecy and confronting the ultimate songwriting challenge to save the planet. Can Nathan Explosion look beyond his brutally damaged ego to save his band, stop the Metalocalypse, and finally face the ultimate evil, Salacia? I think that's how you say it. We all know I can't say for shit. I also can't spell, apparently. Anyway, that's going to be fucking cool. The cast, like all the voice actors that they're getting is fucking stacked. There's a long list of it, but the talented, or I should say, the talent is ranging from Kirk Hammett of Metallica, who's going to be in there, to Mark Hamill, who you might know as a certain Skywalker who likes to make a good joke. Wink, side eye. As for the 2 albums, the first will be the soundtrack to the movie, and then the other one will be Death Album 5. Maybe we'll get a Mermaid or 3 on there. That'd be fucking sick. One can only hope. Last but certainly not least, the Duncan Hill Titans, personal favorite song of mine. That was the one that really got me into them. They are hitting the road with Baby Metal, who recently came back too, which is sick. And then Jason Richardson as direct support. And the tour is being dubbed Baby Clock, which is fucking perfect. The tour starts August 30th in Houston and ends in Los Angeles on October 11th. We'll link the site in the show notes for tickets and VIP packages, but this is something that you're probably not going to want to miss unless you're not a Deathclock fan, then what the fuck. Anyway, if you haven't watched the show, I'm not sure where it's streaming, but like totally worth it. So fucking funny, so brutal. One of the most metal shows ever, and it's great. What else is great is the albums that are dropping today. We are recording. Oh, I am recording. I say we. Todd's here. He's like over here in spirit. It's 4/14. I'm not sure if I mentioned that, but it is on a release day, which is always the best since we can really lock down our lists. I'm definitely going to butcher a lot of these, so bear with me. So starting off the list, we have All Hell with All Hail the Night EP, Atriox with Dream Forever EP, Death and Legacy, The Dark Prophecies. I'm guessing that's dark, but it's D4RK is how you spell the first part. Then we have Deathgrave with It's Only Midnight. Not for me here, but I feel ya. Then we have Dodd Heimsgard with Black Medium Current. Again, I apologize for any mispronunciations. Elysian Tyrant with their Axnacality EP. Field Dressed with their self-titled EP. Frontiers, and there's like a little, like the little accent mark on one of the E's there, because there's the Frontierers as well, with Act 1 Origin EP, Holy Moses with Invisible Queen, Impaled Divinity with Fluctuant Mutation, Initiate with Cerebral Circus, Jesus Peace, ... So Unknown, The Titans Themselves, Metallica with 72 Seasons, Overkill, also some Titans there, with their new album Scorched, ROTNEST with Torture Portrait EP, SQUID PISSER with My Tadpole Legion, The Burden with Terminal, Traveler with their Imprint EP, Veiled, the Black Right EP, and then finally, to finish off the list, we have Void Ceremony with Threads of Unknowing. Fuck yeah, hella sick. Todd wanted me to let you know that Jesus Peace is his pick, and I will second that because Jesus Peace is also my pick. The band has never sounded better and brings the aggression through your speakers, straight through your skull, and continues that for almost 30 minutes. Fuck yeah. Some other ones of note. The field dressing or field dressed is awesome. It's all about like, it's like a 3-song banger, but it's all about like hunting like deer basically. And it's great. Really like that one. Loving ROTNEST. Been waiting for that one for a while. And I didn't realize, even though I'd been waiting, because I just didn't really hear about too much. And then it dropped like in the middle of the week. So that was a pleasant surprise. The bizarre awesomeness of SQUID PISSER. It's such a unique album. And it sounds like there's like a guest vocalist on like each track. So I don't know if they don't have like a main vocalist. I know some bands will do like instrumental wise. Not sure. Don't quote me on that. And honestly, the new Metallica, from when I listened to it, kicks ass. Had to say that. There's no Saint Anger 2, but you know, we'll take what we can get. And those are like the main ones that I listen to. There's plenty that I have to go back and well, not even go back. I just got to check out in general. So we take a quick sip here, and then we're get into the CBB, the Certified Brutal Bangers. Damn, that beer's so good. All right. So starting off the CBB this week, a slow jam from Signs of the Swarm, Amongst the Low and Empty. Then we have Terminal Lucidity from Fleshbound, Osphache. Man, I hope I said that right. And that means light in Russian. So thank you, Todd, for putting that little a little tidbit in there, because I would have had no idea. But that one's from Call the Vatican. Then we have Into the Gaping Abyss from Cal L.A.B. I think that's about as good as it's going to get. Eulogy of Ashes, that's the new one from VULVODYNIA, and a nice little nod to the late and legendary Trevor Channard of the Black Dahlia Murder. This is their ode to him. And this is a little bit of a different direction for VULVODYNIA too, like a little bit more in like the mellow death direction. Really sick song. Then we have Dismantling Eternity from Iron Master, Disdain Metropolis from God's Farm, The Resurrectionists from Olkoth, Temporary Existence from Nihilist, Pushing It Down, that's from Into the Vein, Hyperfine Transition, Soulkeeper, Prometheus Reborn from Burner, No Temple from Pupil Slicer, Nemesis from Valmachara, Cell 206 with Bastards, Stab, Twist, Pull, Infamy, Brutalist Imperator from Night Mirror, Glacial Domination from Frozen Soul, and that features Matthew K. Havey of Trivium, so already all for that one. And then last but not least, we have Awakening from Altars of Arawan. I'm sorry to the Altars boys. Please forgive me. That one features Miles Dimitri Baker of Voidbringer. Now, as Todd always says, what begs the question, his favorite song is Signs of the Swarm. And it's been a long time since this has happened, but we both agree on both lists, because hands down Signs is my pick. It's been on repeat ever since it dropped. I don't know what the fuck they're doing in that camp, but they are just getting continuously better and better. The sound just keeps progressing and getting bigger and heavier, like dirtier, filthier. Dude, it's so good. There's plenty of other heaters that came out, but that was the one that really got it for me. But other ones I'm vibing with would be VULVODYNIA, Vomachara, Pupil Slicer, Call the Vatican. That's a fun fucking song. And then Burner. Like always, you just can't go wrong with any of these picks because your boys got your back with all the bangers. Fuck yeah. So as always, we have a link to all this in our show notes, and then Instagram is where we live most of the time. So you can check out that link tree in there, and that'll get you to all the playlist. And well, what worse way can I do a transition? Heaters, featured band, they go hand in hand. We've got, for our featured band, a one that we've really been into. Like, this has been on our radar ever since we learned about them. Like last year, I think they came out with their album. Anyway, we're talking about Spire of Lazarus. Super fucking stoked for this one. I believe this one came from our friends in Total Deathcore. Shout out to them for hooking us up with the contact info to get these super talented gentlemen on the show. We're very fucking excited for that. So we got Spire of Lazarus, and the track that we're featuring is their newest one. It just came out, I think like a month or two ago. It might not even be like that old, but anyway, it's very recent. It's their latest one, and it's Sandevistan, I think is how you say it. God, I of course got like the hardest ones for me this week on my own. But anyway, what we have for a band lineup is John Nellis on vocals, Thomas Fenice on bass, and Julius Kulser on guitars and drums. Again, I apologize, friends, if any of those are wrong. Julius is the one that I've been talking to, so all these answers are coming from him, which I love. So thank you, Julius, and everyone for being so accommodating. For the bio, Spire of Lazarus, the Austrian and American metal band, awesome, has just released their latest single, Sandevistan. The band's blend of deathcore and tech death makes for an intense and atmospheric experience, transporting listeners to a world of savage brutality. Can confirm. Still in that world. Sandevistan is a technical masterpiece, facts, featuring shredding guitar riffs, thundering drums, and haunting vocals that will leave fans in awe. Also can confirm. Inspired by brutal video games, which we love, Spire of Lazarus music combines different atmospheres of modern death metal and deathcore, making for a unique and impressive sound. The band's latest release is a testament to their expertise in storytelling through music, with Sandevistan delivering a powerful and savage experience that fans won't forget. I mean, this is textbook what they're saying. The single comes with an anime music video that perfectly complements the song's intense and brutal energy. The video showcases stunning visuals and a captivating storyline, making for a mesmerizing and unforgettable experience. Spire Lazarus is for fans of Origin, Fallujah, Rings of Saturn, and Aversion's crowd. Stellar list. Had to get Stellar in there. So about the track, and again, this is coming from Julius. The song can be viewed pretty much as a bonus track to our latest album, Soaked in the Sands. It was quite rushed because we had 2 weeks to finish it because we wanted to participate in a contest held by CD Projekt Red. The whole instrumentals were basically written in a single afternoon, still turned out quite okay. Quite okay is an understatement. I got the idea after I started watching the Cyberpunk Edge Runners anime, and also being a huge fan of the game, I had to write something about it. Love that. I love whenever you feel so compelled and like you're so drawn into any type of world there that you just have to express it. And man, I don't know, like this doesn't sound like it took 2 weeks to write. Like it's fucking super sick. I had to look this up because of course Todd isn't here to help with these cyberpunk references. He's played it and I have not. But the CD Projekt Red, for those unfamiliar, like your boy, is the same company that makes Cyberpunk, as well as the Witcher game. So that's pretty sick. What a great way to, if you're gonna write a song, might as well be for the company that you are currently vibing with. So some notes about the song. Let's get into that. Just as like blanket notes for everything. This is some super impressive musicianship all around. I love when tech death is done right, and this is absolutely one of those instances. Starts off with some stellar sweeping and tapping action. Sounds like something right out of, I don't know, video game. Another side eye, wink, nudge. The drumming is out of control. Everything from the blast beats to the creative feels. Julius is putting in some fucking work. John's vocal style really complements the musicianship, a ton of range, and is being put to work on the track, not to mention the band's entire catalog. Like that's just how they fucking roll. 115 to 145, if we're going to get into specific sections, is by far my favorite section. It just sounds huge, devastatingly heavy, and just a ton of fun to listen to. Lots of really sick electronic elements in here to bring you back into the cyberpunk world. Very creative, very fun, awesome, love it. And this really like caught me off guard in a good way, but the dissonance and like a lot of the main riffage it really reminds me of like Flesh Coffin era Lorna. Which is my personal favorite era, mixed with Odyssey Undead era Breathing Process, which is also my personal favorite from them. And I'm here for it. It's like slightly black and deathcore elements mixed with tech death and like black metal a little bit. So you already know what it is. Chef's kiss. So getting into what the band is drinking. First off, we have John with Dos Equis, Budweiser, aka Bud Heavy, and Blue Moon. Thomas is drinking Herter, Hirter, Marar. God, this is terrible. I'm really sorry. And then Budweiser, the one from the Czech Republic. So I'd be interested to see or to taste what the difference is there. That's pretty cool. And then his NA choice is Hornig Coffee. Awesome. Love it. And then to round it off, we have Julius is going with milk and whey protein shakes. I mean, you gotta stay fit to do the type of musicianship that you're putting out, friends. So I love it. We love to get what they're drinking and the whole variety. So thank you for that. Then we're gonna get into what they're listening to, and this is a little bit different. So each member gave us their 10 individual tracks and bands. And then what we're going to do for the Brutalists is I just kind of combined all of them to one. So when you listen to the Brutalists, it will be not this long. It'll be more condensed than that. But I wanted to go through because they took the time to do that, and that's really awesome. And it's eclectic, and of course, we love to hear that. So starting off with John, we have Novo Amor with Embody Me, Mental Cruelty with Symphony of a Dying Star. And actually, I now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I said that in the Certified Brutal Bangers playlist, but their newest track, Mental Cruelty, that is Forgotten Kings. I just skipped right over that, so I apologize, but that is a super sick song. Continuing back to John's picks, we have Kardashev with Silvered Shadows, Sleek Token with Granite, Morgan Whalen with Cover Me Up, Eminence, Heaven in Hiding, Matt Hansen with The Knights, Earthcaller with Parasite, NF with Intro 3, and then Ayo, with Behind the Clouds. Thomas is jamming Lamb of God, Ditch, Inferi with, and I'm sorry, it might be Thomas. So God, this is a bad one. I'm sorry. But he is nevertheless, again, Lamb of God with Ditch, Inferi with Eldritch Evolution, Testament with Burnt Offerings, Clutch with Slaughter Beach, Soen with Tabula Rasa, Ghost with their track Rats, Becerra with Delilah, Wheel with Movement, Devicer with Six Figures Deep, and then finally Fit for an Autopsy with Black Mammoth. And then we have Julius's pick with Dark Funeral, The Eternal Eclipse, Carpet Brut with Division Ruin, Migla with Exercise and Futility 1, Rammstein with Armee der Tristan. I don't know why I made that sound French because they're very German. Fallujah with Radiant Ascension, Crater with Non Severium, Buckethead with Romeo, One Mind, Any Weapon. Ex Imperatus with Apada. Emperor with Ye, Entrance, Cremparium. And then finally, Dance with the Dead, March with the Dead. So, stellar lists from all the members there. Like I said, we're going to condense that down to 10 songs for the Brutalist, so you'll have to wait and see which ones we choose. But to keep up with the SPIRE Lazarus camp, easiest way is on their Linktree. Everything you need from Instagram, Facebook, all the streaming that you can find for their fucking awesome music is there. That'll, of course, be in the show notes, amongst other links that we'll have. But enough about that. Let's get into the track and fucking spin that shit, dude. Put on Cyberpunk, put the anime on, get multiple TVs while you're fucking blaring this. This is Sandevistan from SPIRE Lazarus. Spin that shit.